Many people within Britain aspire to leave our glorious isles. And many of us can sympathise and understand why they want that, what with it being so moggy and miserable. But there's something that makes us us, something that makes us always want to come home, most of us anyway. I myself struggle to leave Britain for any length of time. I don't cope very well. Throughout my life, whenever I went on holiday, I couldn't last longer than a week really. 2 weeks was far too long for me. And I'd want to come home, whether I was on a Greek island or somewhere fascinating. It just didn't cut it for me, no matter how glorious it was. And then you think of home and you borderline dread going home because it is such a damp, depressing environment. But then it dawns on you that people from the British Isles, and I suppose people from Europe, are unlike anyone else in the world, and we're made special by the details that make us us. And that misery, that dampness, if you like, is what makes us so stoic in the face of a depressing existence in a short lifetime. And it's quite clear that without such morbid influences, we'd just be like everyone else. Some of the greatest writers, in my opinion, have come out of the British Isles. And in all honesty, I think that depression, darkness, macabre conversation, macabre thoughts are what create some of the greatest literature and art. Because though happiness can create great things, I don't think it creates most of the great forms of philosophy and pieces of art. And in reality, the moggy, damp darkness of Britain is what makes us, us. So before you just give up on the British Isles, give it a second thought and think about all the things that you've not looked at. For instance, so many people that go on holiday and they've not actually explored their own countries. I've said this a few times. Too many people are willing to go away and spend thousands or sometimes tens of thousands of pounds when they could actually spend better time and less money seeing some of the actual fantastic facets that exist within our own realm that make us us. Anyone can move to a new hot country. You can build something new, drop of a hat. But preserving something is a lot harder. And if we look at our diaspora around the world, they have created very different cultures to where they came from. And the only thing that keeps us grounded is that misery, is the moss on these rocks. And if we lose that sense of groundedness, then we lose our sense of reality and identity. So we don't choose our family, just like we don't choose the soil that we're really from. We might be displaced from it, we might be far from it, but it's still ours, just like your family. You might not like your family, but that's still your family and it's still who you are. So before you start comparing our green and rolling fields and our wonderful mountains and the moss and the fog and the mog, maybe stop and think about how wonderful we really are and realise that if you want to see Britain's brilliance, don't compare it with other nations. Simply look at us and see that we are the product of what this set of isles has made us. Remember, the like with your family, that loving your own isn't the same as hating others, and loyalty is a very special trait. Anyway, I'll see you soon. You take care.